Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm here joined with Chris from MMCrypto.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to this amazing video today.
Yeah, same here, same here. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, we've got an awesome video for all of you guys. But before we get into the content, you guys got to pause the video, head over to MMCrypto's channel, right? Links are in the description below. You need to hit the subscribe and then check any one of his videos. Just quickly touch the like button for there.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and then come back to this video, and then we could talk about what the main content is. Boy, what's our price predictions for 2021? Because we all know in this space that both Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the altcoins are going to the moon. So how high are they going to go? Why are they going to go there? What do we see price action during that time? What do we see as the top for both Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some altcoins that we think that might even do 1,000x? That's going to be amazing. So make sure you watch all the way to the end to find out which picks that we have that's going to do 1,000x from the bottom to the top in the next cycle. So, Chris, what do you think is going to be Bitcoin's ultimate high? What price do you see Bitcoin going to and rocketing to in the next year or even more? Because you know what? This cycle might last a little bit longer. Tell me what your thoughts are.
Yeah, so let me start with these price prediction models everyone knows, and then I want to say why I think that Bitcoin is going to exceed the price levels they are actually predicting. So the most famous one is, of course, Plan B stock to flow model. I am myself a big fan of that. And of course, this one is predicting an average price of 100,000. So usually Bitcoin should wick above and then average out slightly below or at 100,000. I actually think that the top of Bitcoin is going to be much higher than 100,000, which is actually also a little bit implied in his model, but I think significantly higher, not only just like 150,000, 160,000. And the reason for that is, of course, if you look at the M2 monetary supply, at what's happening in the world here with this pandemic, or however you want to call it, and the monetary policy, then we have always been printing money 24/7, right? But now we are printing so much more. I mean, like 25% more US dollar just in 6 months. Before this took us, what, like 10 years? So now we are printing as much currency as never before. And if you consider that maybe until the end of the next year, or maybe even longer, if this bull run is going to be sustained by even more money printing, we have maybe 50% or 100% more currency supply, plus the 25 of this year. Well, then you can at least double the 100K. And this is also what I think. We are probably going to see prices way above 200,000 US dollars. In the end of 2021, who knows, maybe a little bit later. This is my prediction, and I would even go as high as 300,000. I don't think we are going to reach the gold market cap within this cycle, but I could be wrong. If we are going to hit it, I would be very happy about that. But this second model of Plan B is actually predicting 288,000. And because my range is between 200 and 300,000, I would just stick with what he is saying, 288,000. And this is just perfectly within my own prediction. I think something slightly below 300,000 if you really want to have it exact. That would be my personal price prediction for Bitcoin. But everyone knows I'm a moon boy. Don't throw your life savings in. I could be wrong, of course.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Wow, so you're following Plan B's movement, and you know what? You can't knock it. I think Plan B has got it right on, and it makes sense, right? The models, right? Obviously this model can't work with the dynamics of human behavior, right? Human behavior can overextend this model or understate the model. So it's just it's based on a basic mathematicals algorithm, which is generally correct, but you know it can't predict everything that's possibly could happen. Like for example, what would happen if hyperinflation were to occur? People lost confidence in the US dollar. Then that model goes out the window. It doesn't take in tail risks, right? Basically. It doesn't take in the tail risk that, hey, what happens if there's a flaw in Bitcoin code that nobody found until near the end? doesn't take into the account those kind of tail risks. So you have to remember that. So if everything stays the same and nothing changes, his models are pretty much accurate. What do you think about that?
Yeah, exactly. That's why actually I'm also exceeding my predictions above the Plan B model or some other channel models we are having out there, the logarithmic regression channel. I think Bitcoin is going to go higher because these models just cannot factor in the monetary expansion. One good thing could be to measure Bitcoin in ounces of gold, for example. Maybe then it would be a little bit more predictable. But yeah, I completely agree. They cannot factor that in. That's why actually my prediction also goes above these models. But once again, of course, I am a moon boy. One funny thing is, just before you go maybe into your prediction, if you would apply the stock to flow model on the US dollar, the predicted price in the future would be zero, right? And if you look at the US dollar index, it is going towards zero. So the stock to flow model, the scarcity model, is working perfectly fine. US dollar is the least scarcest asset in the history of mankind. And of course, it is going to zero, besides the other fiat currencies, of course. So yeah, man, I truly agree. And I already see your price prediction is, what is it, 1.2 million US dollars?
1.2 million dollars. That's correct. I think that the United States government is going to print us into oblivion. We're going to have the confidence lost in the dollar, and we're going to see a rapid rise because the amount of people that are going to come into Bitcoin are going to be an exponentially, like an order of magnitude amount of people that are coming in, and they've already gotten all the people that they trust, the billionaires, people look up to people who are successful. Isn't that true? Like they look up to you, Chris, right? They look up to me as a successful example, and they want to follow us. Well, that's even more so in the billionaire space and the 100 millionaire space, and the majority of them are buying Bitcoin. A majority of them, not all of them, because there are the Peter Schiffs out there, right? And so those people, right? The people who do buy Bitcoin and are buying it in spades, they are contributing to other people buying it as well, because now most people, when they think about Bitcoin, oh, it's just a Ponzi, it's just another I don't know what it is, I don't get it, I don't understand. And that will drive the people who don't understand what it is but want to invest, who want to save, into going into finding out, okay, well, why does Michael Saylor do that? Why does let's see, what other billionaire has got into Bitcoin? Name one.
Paul Tudor Jones.
Paul Tudor Jones. Why is he doing that? Right? Why this whole family thinks that it's going to go to $400,000, right? And then once you start answering that question, and what is the answer to that question? The dollar is being printed to oblivion. It's going to an end, right? And so once you answer that question, it becomes like, well, that's a no-brainer. I gotta put my money there, right? And so that's why I really see Bitcoin going to 1.2 million before we end this whole cycle. And also it could go a lot higher, but not actually crash, priced in dollars, because even though Bitcoin does deserve a higher price, it's not ready for it, right? It's not ready for it right now. Meaning, what do I mean by that? The actual valuation that I think that Bitcoin should have is like approximately anywhere from $1 to $100 million, depending on what it's used for. If it's used as a store of value, it should be just close to $1 million in store of value, anywhere between $1 million to $500,000, right? But it's not ready to be a store of value for everybody. Why is that? Because not everybody can handle it. Not everybody can use their private key, manage their private keys, and all that kind of stuff. So it deserves it, but it's not ready for it. Do you understand the difference?
Of course, I understand it. Even if it is a store of value, we need the whole mainstream adoption and everyone to use it as such. I actually also think that we can reach much higher price levels than a million. I mean, between 500 and a million would make sense because Bitcoin is like gold as a store of value, but better in my opinion. So 500,000 would equal the gold market cap. A million would exceed it if Bitcoin is double as good because it's more divisible, more portable, and so on. Would make sense. I agree to that. But I actually think also in the future, if Bitcoin becomes also a medium of exchange, it can reach much higher price levels than that in today's purchasing power. If you discount it up, or if you just factor in the future money expansion, of course, even much higher than that.
Oh, awesome. All right, let's go on to figuring out what is our predictions for Ethereum. This is a little bit trickier, right? Ethereum has has a lot of advantages over Bitcoin because it's useful in more than just a store of value, right? It can be used to create your own derivatives market and in any kind of form. Like here, let me just actually move this up a little bit so that people can see that. And there you go. We have this nice Wing pattern on the monthly. Isn't that beautiful? And so we're off to the races. And so now it's where's it gonna go? What heights do we think Ethereum will take off to? Let's start with you, Chris. What do you think Ethereum will go to in the next bull run before it actually starts to correct?
Yeah, I think the price target I am eyeing, we have to scroll a little bit and rescale this whole graph here. I think if you factor in that probably DeFi is going to gain more attention again, because we already see a little bit of that trend. I actually think DeFi deserves more attention in this bull run. It will probably get more, some good attention, some bad attention. There will be many bad actors in the space trying to scam people's money through some new kind of ICOs on decentralized exchanges. A lot of this stuff is going to happen for sure. Many of these DeFi projects are going to be complete rubbish. But this will not halt the DeFi hype to actually to explode, because that was the same with the ICOs in 2017. And if you factor all of that in, then you also factor in that Ethereum is basically digital oil, right? You can make smart contracts on it. You can build whole business models on it. You can build governance structures on it. Then you take into consideration how much money can be stored in Ethereum. And then if Ethereum 2.0 is finally, hopefully, anytime in the future going to be successful, and you add the incentive structure of actually locking up your Ethereum and contracting the circulating supply available on the markets for being sold, well, then you have two different kind of mechanisms actually. Ethereum going to be locked up in DeFi, Ethereum going to be locked up in retail investors' wallets to stake Ethereum. And then on the other side, you have additional demand because people are buying Ethereum or USDT based on Ethereum just to participate in these token sales, or they are buying Ethereum to, whatever. Then we are going to see a very, very high demand, contracted circulating supply. And I think prices from 5 to 10,000 US dollars would be very realistic. I even think more like 10,000 US dollars would be a reasonable price target. With Bitcoin being at 300,000, I want to tell you something. I want to tell everyone something. It will follow a huge, whatever the price will be. If I'm right with 10,000 or maybe higher, but afterwards the crash will be insane, because we will have a chain reaction of people unlocking their Ethereum, of projects loading off their backs after these decentralized exchange offerings, or however you will call them. And this will bring us to a massive, massive chain reaction, a huge sell-off when this bull market is over. But of course, I am very bullish on Ethereum. I think 5-digit Ethereum is not out of the woods here.
Impressive. So $10,000 Ethereum. That's quite a lot, right? That's about about 100x from the bottom to the top. I'm gonna go.
Right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, but from the bottom, right, of $100 approximately to let's just say it was about $100 was the actual bottom. You could go
80.
lower. Right, you can go lower to $80, but from there, from $100, it's like the 100x, right? So I'm gonna go with saying that it goes a little bit higher, and it does something not as crazy as Bitcoin did, but close to it, and goes to like uh, uh, $16,000, right? It's gonna go basically the few more X's higher than yours did. So really, it's here nor there. It's the same. This is again my me pulling a number out of my butt, really effectively. But I think that's where it should go to in the coming run. So what do you think?
Da Vinci? That would bring Ethereum to a price of 1.25 million Satoshis, which would be half of the price now. So you think Bitcoin is going to outperform Ethereum? Because if Bitcoin goes to 1.2 million, Ethereum goes to 15,000, that would bring Ethereum to 1.25 million Satoshis. But right now it's at 2.5 million Satoshis, right?
Yeah, well, it depends on what the price of course, what Bitcoin's going to be when this thing, when this tops out, right? Because Bitcoin might be falling down whilst this thing's topping out, right? So you can't really, so you'd have to measure it based on the what's it called, the market cap, right? To see, for example, this would probably give it, let's see here, a market cap right now. What's the market cap of Ethereum? Let's just bring that up right now. Unless you remember it off by hand.
No, I don't. The Bitcoin one I know, 500 billion, but Ethereum I forgot.
So 82 billion. So we're thinking that Bitcoin from here goes. I mean, Ethereum will go at least from, let's just say, 16. So 8,000 would be. Let's just say it's a 7,000. So 7,000 would be a 10x, right, from here, right? So that would be 800 billion. Yeah, and if we double it again, so that's where I'm trying to say, doubling that again, a 20x from here, basically, that would make it at 1.6 trillion, which is not so bad, right?
Yeah.
And then, I see a Bitcoin well over, closer to the 9 trillion, honestly, which puts it well over the 9 trillion. Actually, I see it well over the 9 trillion, which puts it at 500 million. 9 trillion, put it at 500,000.
9 trillion is 500,000.
Yeah, 500,000. Unbelievable numbers, man.
Yeah. I mean, eventually we are going to see it. It's inevitable. The question is, when are we going to see them, in this cycle or in the next cycle? But I think we are going to get very close to the $500,000 level. 300,000 would be already very close. But man, I would be happy about your prediction coming true, for sure. So you want to talk about the altcoins also?
Yes, let's talk about what altcoin that we see is going to do like 1,000x from top to bottom. And I'm going to tell you right now which my altcoin is that I see from top to bottom. And believe it or not, it's Link. And why I say that, why do I say Link? It's because Link has a huge community. And so I see from top to bottom, right? That means where the bottom was, right here, which is like in pennies, like 14 cents or 20 cents or something. I think it was like 23 cents or something like that. I see it. So it's almost close to, it almost did like 100x, right? So it could do another 10x from that, from the top, right? Very easily. So to $277. And I see this thing moving that up to $277 very easily in the next cycle, because the use case for this with Ethereum is so high, right? Because when I'm building my derivatives, I want to build a gold derivative. Guess what I'm going to go to? Link, right? I'm going to go to others like DOS and other stuff like that, but Link's going to be Link is the McDonald's of all those all those chains, right? So yeah, I mean it's the go-to place, right? Feed information, and that's just going to go crazy, especially with the help of the Link Marines. I mean they're all about it. So I think they'll get this thing up there. So what do you think is going to be your altcoin pick for that's going to go from the absolute bottom, wherever the bottom was, to 1,000x?
Yeah, first of all, I would have said I don't think that any altcoin is going to do that, or at least that I cannot predict any altcoin, or that I don't have any altcoin in mind. But if you really take into consideration the absolute bottom here, then for Link, that would be from here, maybe another 22x. And of course, in a massive parabola, when Bitcoin is just, I don't know, 10, 15xing from here, of course, this altcoin can make it 20x, 25x. I think this is for sure possible. And if you take it from that way, yes, I think so. But I really didn't take into consideration how low that one was actually, 23 cents. Didn't have that in mind. But other than that, I would be very, very cautious here, calling for 1,000x's. I mean, Uniswap is probably going to perform well, but their bottom was $1 billion market cap. So I don't think this one is going to do 1,000x. For sure not. This is my opinion. And I don't have any other altcoin in mind. I don't want to ruin the party here, but I think it's already so exciting with Bitcoin and Ethereum doing 15x from here or 10x from here, Ethereum doing another, I don't know, 20x, 30x. That's already so exciting. So I will stick with these ones, and I'm very keen to hear your predictions.
All right. Well, I would then, if you're not going to give us an altcoin, I would have to go with your Uniswap, swap coin, doing 1,000x from top to bottom, from trough to peak. And so that is a crazy thought, right? Think about that for a second. 1,000x from the bottom of like, here, let me just bring it up on the screen so that you guys can actually see that. And that is from the bottom of $1, what was it, $1.70? Yeah, let's just say $1.70 from 1,000x. That's $1,743 per Uniswap sometime next year, or then 2022.
But we have to take into consideration that that would be 2 times the current Bitcoin market cap. That would be a market cap of $1 trillion, right? And then they still have some supply inflation, I think, in the future. So potentially even more.
Possibly, yeah. So let's just see what happens. I mean, I think that the people will go crazy for Uniswap because it will be the place to go to place. The government does not prevent you from making your trade. So because people will not think about, well, what is this for, right? They'll just know, oh, Uniswap is like a stock. I could buy the stock of this decentralized exchange. I'll get it anyways. People will go crazy. Trust me. People
I agree.
Their minds.
I agree. I mean, that's the reason why I bought it in the first place. I announced I bought it at $2.70. I'm up in US dollar. I'm down in Bitcoin, I have to say. But I think that was still a very good purchase for the long run. The reasons you just mentioned, it's the reason why I bought Uniswap in the first place. And I agree with you. I think this is going to have a good future here, but just 1,000x, I'm not sure about.
You're not touching the 1,000x, right?
No, not even close.
Well, I'm just having fun here, so it may not make the 1,000x. Just understand that. Don't be waiting to sell at the 1,000x, please, people. Whatever you do, all right? This is just, we're just having some fun and just speculating on where these things will go. Make sure that you take profits well before then, and you'll be very happy. I think one way or another, whether you buy here or you buy, a little bit lower, you're going to be making a lot of profit on this particular asset in the future. And same with a lot of the different assets that we've mentioned, both Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a Link as well. So just make sure you take profits as they come in. All right, well, thank you, Chris. Oh, you have one more thing to say?
Especially when you are selling half on a double, right? Then you can make sure and sell half in Bitcoin on a double. Whenever you double the Bitcoin price, sell half of that, you have a free position, and whatever happens, if it goes to 1,000x, you are still selling half on doubles. So beautiful. I think this little old lady strategy you are also always advocating on your channel is just a beautiful way to scale out of altcoins in the bull market.
Exactly. All right, well, thank you, Chris. It's been great having you. It's going to be an awesome. We're going to be doing a show right after this. I'm looking forward to that. And if you enjoyed this show, make sure you subscribe to my channel and to Chris's channel, right, to get more of this content. All right, thank you for watching. Cheers, people.
Bye-bye.